12 points, 4 assists, and 2.5 rebounds on 39% from the field and 28% from the three-point line. That doesn't sound too great, right? If anything, those numbers sound kind of bad when you factor in the efficiency. But the thing is, Stefan Castle isn't your average rookie. And whilst the box score might not tell you that, watching him play basketball will tell you that very quickly. Because there is a reason Stefan Castle has cemented himself as a starter for the Spurs in just his first season. And there is a reason the Spurs have been a better team with him on the floor versus off the floor, as you can see by these numbers. And what makes Stefan Castle so special as a rookie, in spite of his shooting splits not being great, is all of the little things, the intangibles, the effort, the length, and just the ability he has. And who better to showcase that ability against than the greatest point guard in NBA history, Stephen Curry. Watch him on this play. He's initially a little slow to react to Steph's off-ball movement, but with some help from Barnes, they prevent the initial shot attempt before Steph then forces him into passing on the second attempt. And then watch the awareness on the backdoor cut before then staying attached on the water screen. About 4 different actions in the space of 5 seconds, which is what makes Steph Curry so impossible to guard, but Stefan Castle in his first matchup against Steph did a fantastic job. Or how about on this play with a minute remaining and the Dubs trailing by 8. Watch him initially use his length to prevent Steph from firing the three, and it's his ability to then just bulldoze his way through Trace Jackson-Davis before then having the presence of mind to not jump on the pump fake, avoiding the foul and forcing Curry to miss. And then look at him on this play, which is just special. The Warriors try to run an action with Lindy screening to free up Steph. Castle manages to anticipate that and then sticking with Steph and forcing him to pass. And even though it ended in a bucket, those are the shots you live with as a defense from a non-shooter. But it's that movement from Castle that you just don't see from rookies. In fact, you just don't see this from many defenders at all. And this led to Steph having possibly his worst game of the season, finishing with 14 points and just 5 assists on 31% from the field. And as someone who has watched a lot of Steph Curry basketball in general and over the last 3 or 4 years, Stefan Castle was right up there with anyone who has defended Steph Curry, and Warriors fans would attest to that. And this is just who Stefan Castle always has been. A 6'6" guard with great strength, the ability to move and change directions laterally, and most importantly, a willingness to defend, evidenced by the fact he said this just after he was drafted. I have a lot of aspirations defensively in the league. I think I'll be shooting for hopefully first team all defense the next couple of years, and just try to expand on that and see how far I can take it. And what's really impressive about his defense, which you would have seen from those Steph clips, is his ability off the ball. It's uncommon for a rookie guard to be a good on-ball defender, but it is extremely uncommon for a rookie guard to be a good off-ball defender as well. To have the concentration, the IQ, and the skill set to make just as much impact off the ball as he does on the ball, that is special. And it's not like he just had a great performance against Steph. This is who he is. It's who he was in college, and it's who he's been in the NBA. And when you look at some of the other young teams in the NBA that have ascended recently, Houston, OKC, Orlando, and even Memphis, what do all of these teams have in common? Defense. The first 3 teams I mentioned are the top 3 rated defenses in the league, and Memphis is 7th. Defense is always important, but having a defensive identity as a young team is just a game changer. And I think it not only takes talent, but it takes personality to build that kind of defense. And I think Stefan Castle has the right blend of both to make that happen. But with all this talk about his defense, this is not a one-sided basketball player. Don't be fooled by those season stats or the shooting splits, because for starters, he's a rookie and he has time to grow, and secondly, we've already seen significant growth this year, with him averaging over 15 points the last 16 games of the season, only scoring in single digits once, with the efficiency also improving and the assists at nearly 5 a game. And that's where I want to start offensively. After his college year at UConn, back on, people questioned if Castle could be a point guard in the NBA like he believed he could. And obviously it's still very early and they have the point guard himself on this team, but I don't really care if Steph is a point guard or not, his vision is there. Look at him here against Caruso. He hangs that dribble out to the right before going back left, and it's just that hesitation which freezes the Thunder defense before throwing the lob. And that's one thing Castle does really well, not just as a playmaker, but as a scorer. He has a really good ability to stop on a dime and shift the defender's momentum. There's a reason he said his favorite player was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you can see that in how he plays. I mean, look at this Euro step move. Absolutely filthy. Look at him on this play using the baseline to his advantage, baiting the defender like he's going back inside before crossing back baseline and then reversing it up and in. He might not have the jump shot yet, but that doesn't mean Castle is a non-threat as a scorer. Not only does he have the handle and craft to create for himself in and around the paint, but he also has the size. Sometimes just using that body and frame to get into the chest of smaller defenders, or sometimes even bigger defenders, and finish. Not just that, but he can also thrive as a cutter, sometimes even operating as a screener, which we also saw him do really effectively in college. Castle has a lot of options and avenues to scoring that don't just involve or rely on his three-point shot being good. But getting back to the passing, there are also plays like this, which I love. He gives the ball up to Collins, comes back around for the handoff, but look at that pass. The angle wasn't there for a regular pocket pass, so he wrapped it around perfectly to Collins for the layup. And this is one thing about Castle's passing that is really impressive for a rookie. It's his ability to make those quick decisions. You can see why San Antonio of all teams drafted him, because he is a very, very Spursy player in the way he will catch the ball and then maybe take one dribble or just immediately swing it to the open shooter. Like here where he gets it from Wemby, fakes out Herder before driving and kicking it to Champagny. And to me, this is why I'm so high on Castle being a long-term piece for this Spurs team, because as a rookie, he already does all of the little things so well. He knows where to be, he has great instincts on both ends of the floor, and he has a versatile skill set. The question will be, how good can he become as a playmaker and shooter to determine if he can become an all-star level player, but at the very least, he looks like he'll be a very, very good fit next to Vic for the next 10 plus years, and I'm going to enjoy watching him play. Now, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more content like this. Dropping a like would be cool. Most importantly, have a great day. Bye.